Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Matt from the CryptoHarlem live stream. I'm not green. I mean, I am green. I want to be like not green. Let's see if I can fix that. Boom, boom. No, let me try it again. Boom, boom. No, look at that. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I don't know why I'm so green. Should be looking some kind of cool background, you know? Oh, I know what it is. Boom, boom. Whoa, now I'm gone. Whoa. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Crypto Harlem live stream. This is Matt on the fake Harlem streets, virtual green screen streets of Harlem. And I mean, like, there's so much cool stuff going on. But just in case it's your first time listening, we're trying that Instagram thing again. So I'm also going to be on Instagram, where I'll probably look like a little strip of my face is on Instagram. But I just really enjoy doing that. This is a weekly stream, 1 o'clock Eastern time every Saturday. I get on here. I talk about cybersecurity stuff. I talk about hacking stuff. I talk about privacy things. Just the regular Crypto Harlem stuff, which is for you, an audience of cool, interested people, right, from all over the place. And I had a couple of announcements I wanted to make. One is that we have a live event coming up, which will be a presentation with the folks over at CyberLixer. I'll be speaking with Dennis Yavo at Hope Conference, which is Hackers on Planet Earth. The Hope Conference happens every 2 years. It's like a comet. You could easily miss it in New York City. It's out in Queens. It used to be in Manhattan. Not there anymore. Don't go to the Hotel Pennsylvania. No one will be there. It's now at St. John's University. So it's very much like out near Flushing, Chinatown, all kinds of good stuff like that. So let's take a look at what that looks like, what the Hope Conference website is. It's hope.net if you want to follow along. Let's see. And let's pull that up right now. Okay, so as you can see, this is the site. It says hope.net. If you're on Instagram, it probably says OPXV or something like that. It's just the middle part. And yeah, the Hope Conference is dope, and it's going to be fun. And as you can see, it's July 12th to 14th, and it's basically like a 2 days of awesome conference, weekend conference in New York City. Friday and Saturday. What else do I got to say? Wait, not Friday and Saturday. It's well, let me just pull up the schedule. Boop. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's 12, 13, 14. I don't know. So it's a 3-day conference. Sorry about that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I already knew that. And 9:50 a.m. it begins in an auditorium out there. And you can see all the different talks that are happening. You can see the positioning of those talks, when they happen. You can see all kinds of good stuff. And there's workshops, which are these blue things here. You can build your own simple CMOS noise synthesizer. What else do we have? A schedule that goes until like 11 at night. So you can see, it goes all the way down here into the last panel is like 9 o'clock till 10:30. Hackers got, well, actually, yeah, it's the last panel. Then there's performances at night and music and talks and movie screenings and stuff. And it goes until like 1:30 in the morning, honestly. If you're going to go to this demo scene, just when you thought there wasn't any anymore, inverse phase thing. And so yeah, it's kind of like a big chunky. It doesn't seem like it, but if you know where to go or you have the schedule with you, um, it's a kind of like a hacker rave type vibes. You know what I'm saying? And you can see all these different talks here. Let me just try to find my talk. This is on Saturday at noon. Hacktivism for organizers, social change from the keyboards, and it's like, oh, it has like a little cutout face picture here. I don't know why it doesn't have my actual face, but it says hacktivism from organizers, social change from the keyboards, empowered with unparalleled knowledge and skills. Hackers possess a unique ability to engineer solutions and drive progress. How can organizers evolve into digital activists or hacktivists? How can they harness the power of hacktivism to amplify their voice and drive social change? What does digital organizing and activism look like in the coming future? How can we do this safely and successfully? Join Danacia and Matt as they delve into real life examples and strategies for catalyzing movement from our keyboards, how hackers can contribute their expertise for a better world. Want to change the planet? Hack the planet. Boom, in your face. So, and that's in the Little Theater. It's like a baby theater. Not sure like where the Little Theater is when you get out there, but that's happening again this coming weekend. So there's quite a lot of like awesome things scheduled and friends speaking and all this other good stuff. Let me try to find the schedule again. Let me see so, but let me pause there and check in. Okay. How's everybody doing we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Meta, probably Threads at some point, so, but yeah, just checking in on how y'all are. Let me just go into let's get this out the way. Let's go into the chat. I see a cool cat. I'm gonna put some background music on because I always like to do that. I don't like to speak when there's just like a dead silence or weird background noise and hums and stuff. So actually, let me find that, and also let me fix some of this ambient noise. But what kind of music, what kind of genre are we gonna listen to? I don't know. As you know, this is on a lot of different streaming services, including Twitch, where we can't use real music. We have to use royalty-free or cleared samples in music, which is always entertaining. It leads to some really funny, generic. If you love Kendrick Lamar, like if you like Kendrick Lamar, you'll love like, whatever, like Zentree Lamar or something like that, or Zenmic Lamar or something like that, So it's a lot of artists like that who are just, act like really saving the day here with their music. So because in this digital space, nobody's using real music. We're dependent on these artists. Let's see if I can find my log into this service. Can I find it? Is it even in here? Oh, I think I know what it is. I think I need to use this social login. Does that work? No. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. So normally what I would say is like, because I like to put some music on, I'll ask you, the audience, for those of you who are actually actively at a keyboard, for a genre of music, and then I'll download said music, right? Like that. Um, boom. So if you can list not an artist because you're not going to have a match, but if you list a genre, I'll dig in the crates and see what I can find to match your vibe. You know what I'm saying? See what we can see what we have. All right, I'm going to take a look, see what's come in so far. Jason says it's turn it up. Let's go, Jason Pencer. You know, um, appreciate you. Well, I'm just gonna see what happens when I type turn it up. There's a song called Turn It Up. Sounds like this. Ooh, there's another one. That's lyrics. You might be this one. Ooh, turn it up. Oh, there's just turn up. Not to be confused with the vegetable turnip. Okay, then there's turn me up. Then there's turn up the day. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this turn up. It's like a vegetable. Um, let's go. And then I'll put this turn up on for you while I get rid of some of my ambient background. And I'll also like turn on the studio lights because I was panicking because whenever I get this Instagram thing going, it never really works 100%. So um, let's do it. Put some background on. Mm, very cool. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, let me lower this down a little bit more. Rewind it. Okay, cool. All right, couple things. I should probably plug in this machine so it doesn't crash. That's always sad. Electricity is important, so we're gonna get that going. Um, I've become a huge fan of these SE data drives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know it's too loud. but maybe my mic also needs to get properly set up. So nothing I'm doing is I'm getting the studio mic properly configured set up here, which will make my voice sound a lot better. Okay. All right, let's switch over to that. All right, this is what I sound like now, but in the middle of the sentence, I'm going to switch to this other sound. So let's go. Do you hear the difference in my voice? I don't know, but I feel like I can tell. And that's all that matters. Okay, so we have electricity. We got the mic. Oh yeah, this feels a lot better. Okay, we got to drop things. How we doing on the sound? Is the music too loud? You know. So yeah, let me know. Hopefully this is okay. Now let's go back to the Hackers on Planet Earth conference, St. John's, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days in your face. Let's pull it back up. So let's say you're thinking about going. Some things you might want to consider are like how much does this cost? So let's go to tickets. So they wrote a couple times that they were having issues with ticket sales and they really want to get ticket sales out there. They say there'll be 1,000 people at this conference, and that you can buy a ticket in person. Okay. Or you can get a virtual attendee ticket. Okay. So that's how that works. Let's see. The in-person ticket is here, 225 big ones. You know, if your wallet's feeling kind of heavy, they're happy to lighten the load. And if you can't make it because you're not in the New York City area, you can buy for $100 a virtual ticket and be a virtual attendee. Okay. So nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like a virtual conference. You get access to the talks. And you know, I believe that you can get them for someone else or something. So, and also if you live in New York City and you don't have the scratch, you also can volunteer. Hope.net website, and you can get in that way. So a couple different ways. There's a virtual 100. There's the very not virtual 225. Okay, but yeah, come through. Now, not only are we going to be there, CryptoHarlem, CyberLixer, Matt Danacia presenting, but we actually have a booth. We're going to have a booth for all 3 days there, and I thought it'd be cool to like just hang out and engage and be one with the people. So, you know, definitely check that out. Okay. Now, another thing is at the booth, in case you're wondering how to get your hands on some CryptoHarlem merch, we'll have some stuff there, some CryptoHarlem merch there, right? And we'll also have some new stuff, some new CryptoHarlem merch that will drop just in time for Hope. And what else will we have? We'll have some free things, like some free giveaways, like stickers. We'll have some cute little plastic pins while they last, right? So yeah, definitely like it's a good time to come in and meet us. And I, for a long time, was thinking like, you know, I go to these hacker conferences, right? Like I go to SummerCon, which is like the first hacker conference in the US. It's a New York conference. And I go to Hope. And once in a while, I'll go to the Chaos Computer Club conference in Germany, right? There's conferences all over the place. Of course, DEF CON in Vegas, 30,000 hackers, RSA. I didn't go to RSA this year. That was in San Francisco. It's like almost like 40,000 hackers and security professionals, people who work in that industry. You know what I'm saying? You know, so there's quite a lot happening. But every time I go, I tend to see like a very similar look. It's either a kind of like tech bro outfit, um, and it's some kind of cool, uh, like some kind of like well, I don't know. It's not really cool to me. No offense. Everyone's got their own vibe, their own style. Let me get on the big screen while I talk about this real quick. So, oh, you know what I also want to do? I also want to switch cameras. So I'm gonna switch cameras, but this is gonna require me. Actually, how am I gonna do this? This will be tricky. I know. I'll do it. I know how to do this. I got this. Okay. So I'll be right back. I wonder what I want. Should I just like leave you here? Maybe I'll show you a video while you wait. I don't know. Like what? Um, let's see. I'm gonna think. I'll only be gone for a few minutes, but I figured like since I already blasted all this music at you. Um, mm, mm. How long is this video? Well, I'll put it on. Let me see. Let me see what other options. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put on this like phone freaking video. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. But I'll be right back. I'm switching cameras. That's all I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a little bit involved, and I'm trying to do a couple things at once at the same time. Yeah. So we could put that on. Do I have any favorite videos that I could put on? No, that one's kind of long. You know what? I'll just put on this CryptoHarlem video. I'm gonna put on this CryptoHarlem video. Um, oh, you know what I'm gonna put on? Because I wanted to talk about what to do when your information gets taken online. I'm gonna put on a video on the AT&T hack. I'll put on like that AT&T. Okay, let's see if I can find this one. Sure. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll be back. Give me like 2 minutes. I just want to, zhuzh it up. You know what I'm saying? Get a better camera. Maybe I won't feel so green that way. So switching now to that. And in the meantime, I'll put a quick video on for you so you don't feel like I left you.
AT&T data breach. It's affecting more than 73 million current and former customers.
All right, so why was former customers' data still being held, and how can you find out if you've been affected? Fox 5's Arthur Chen looked for answers and joins us live in studio with the latest. Arthur.
Steve, Natasha, learning a lot tonight, and we begin with crediting the online site TechCrunch for uncovering this massive breach, which experts we are talking to tonight say actually happened as many as 5 years ago, which means attackers may have been using all the stolen personal data for years, even though the victims of this are just now finding out about it.
If you've been the victim of identity theft in the past, this AT&T breach may have been the reason.
The AT&T breach involves some 73 million customers, including over 65 million of which were no longer with AT&T, but whose crucial private information the company appears to have kept anyway. Hackers got social security numbers, dates of births, physical addresses, and emails, all found being sold on the dark web. Cyber experts like Matt Mitchell say the damage will be incredibly hard to undo.
We can't change our date of birth. We can't easily change our social security number. It has addresses and first and last names, which is enough for someone to damage credit or pursue identity theft.
Mitchell and others are also alarmed that hackers got AT&T PIN codes, and experts worry when it comes to numerical PIN codes, consumers usually use the same numbers, including for things like debit cards. AT&T previously denied they've been hacked, but now the company says it's not sure if the hacker got in from their system or from a vendor outside their system.
The fact that they're giving this to other parties that presumably are using this for marketing or other purposes like this, it just shows that they don't necessarily value your privacy.
So quickly, here are 3 steps our cyber experts say we all should take now, even for those who have not been AT&T customers. First, log on to the website Have I Been Pwned, where you can find out if your data's been stolen.
You can type in your email address. It's one of the few safe websites that'll just tell you if your email is in any known data breach or leak.
Second, place a security freeze on your credit reports.
If you're in a situation where you're not going to be going and taking out a line of credit or buying a home or doing something like that in the near future, putting a freeze on your credit isn't just in general a good idea to do.
And lastly, use a password manager.
It really doesn't matter which password manager you use. If you have an iPhone or an Apple device, it might say, this looks like a login, and
Blah, blah, blah. You got the point. Okay, cool. Let me see. How do I do this? Do I want to go this way? Hey, camera, stop face tracking me. Okay, stay still. Wait, okay. Stay still. All right. Oof. Okay. That's way less green. It's so much better. I just got to get this thing to, man, this AI camera. Okay. And I got to put my CryptoHarlem sunglasses on because just got to clean these. Oh, man. Where was I with this thing? Okay. Oh, yeah. That's so much better. I'm ready to hack right now. Let's go. Okay. So, couple things. Hope conference next week and AT&T data breach that happened a couple months ago. But there's always breaches. There's always data breaches. There's people who trick you, scam you, sending your information away. What do you do to protect yourself if you're like, oops, I made a big mistake. I filled out a form with all my details and I gave it to threw it out into the black hole of the universe. So we're going to talk about those 2 things. Talking about hope. We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about me finishing the story. So I go to all these conferences and I tend to see people just kind of looking the same, dressing the same, acting the same. And there is no monolith. There is no this is what a hacker looks like. There's no this is what a hacker dresses like. And, I know for people who aren't familiar with hacker culture, they think it all looks like the girl with the dragon tattoo meets the Blade 1 dance party scene. And I wish it looked like that. That'd actually be an improvement. Instead, it's people wearing all black and you thought that was really okay. But it's not that. Yeah, it's people wearing usually a lot of faded black outfits, different shades of blackness, and bumper sticker type sayings on their shirts and camo pants, if not the tech bro kind of all birds, khakis, no tie, fancy expensive shirt, button down 2 buttons, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, you know what it is. Yes, just like a drawer of things has sent us, Wait, where am I pointing? I'm pointing in this corner right here, okay? So I thought I like to look different. I like to, swag it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring that drip. That's what this background's about. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Harlem vibe's about. And I was talking to one of my friends at a conference, and what they were saying is like, Matt, I really appreciate how you have that signature CryptoHarlem vibe, and you just like bring it. And I was like, well, I don't know any other way. But what I've find harder and harder is finding clothes that I really would consider to rock when I go to these things. And so I decided, what if I made some stuff? And it was really fun. And now that's kind of like what I'm doing. It's not even kind of like what I'm doing. I'm literally very much doing that. I'm making my own like fashion line, and I'm also making my own like design company, I guess, right? So yeah, it is. Thanks, Casey Mod. I appreciate you. So I decided to just jump in. So the kind of stuff that I like would probably be considered streetwear, I guess. I like stuff that's very technical. I don't know if you're familiar with this brand acronym, but let me see if I don't want to turn this into the Matt talking about fashion podcast or live stream or something, but it is important to me, so I'll spend a little bit of time on it, right? Let's pull it up. Boom. Okay. So this is the website. I'll put it here. Boom. And the site looks like this when it comes to acronym. And this is a homie here behind it who's also like in a lot of the stuff. And this is considered tech wear because it's all highly technical stuff. It actually does something. It actually works to some degree. And it also has a particular unique look. And, I will talk about the acronym story because I really like it another time, because I don't want to spend the whole, I usually run for like an hour talking about acronym. But if you're familiar with Nike ACG, which is all conditions gear, which was a particular motto of like stuff that's like tested and designed a particular way. They have like an offshoot of the Nike website. I'm trying to see if like where that ACG stuff is. Here it is. Boom. Right. And my homie here, okay, Errolson Hugh, he is the co-founder and the designer behind acronym. You know what I'm saying? And he's Canadian. He's actually a Chinese Jamaican dude who lives in Canada, which is wild. I mean, you can't make up this stuff, right? And he basically is like one of the grandfathers of techwear, but acronym is his own brand, his own stuff, and it continues to release like every season their own thing, right? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, props to Errolson, because I'm a big fan, huge fan. And so that's the kind of stuff that I always like to rock, is stuff that it feels a certain way, which is extremely high quality. It doesn't like feel like it's you're not walking around in something that it's a cute bumper sticker on a really dry, itchy, destroy your nipples t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like, let's see, I'm trying to see Errolson's Instagram. Looks like this. I'm gonna see if there's a video here. Here, let's see if he's talking in this one. Okay, yeah. So here he's talking about his design philosophy a little bit. So let me share this one. And let me see if this is actually on the screen. Yeah, it is. Okay. So yeah, this is his personal, which is erlsn.acr, which is like Errolson from acronym. Okay. And we're just gonna like reload this little thing so he can
product. It's not just something you wear. It's more than that, even if it's hard to put it into words. I'm Errolson Hugh. I'm the co-founder and creative director of Acronym. We're here at the studio in Berlin, Germany. Acronym is a label that is focused on unifying, I guess, style and technology. We were fortunate enough to actually work at Studio Osti with Massimo and his team just before we founded the brand, probably, when was that? 1998, I think. It's a long time ago. Acronym Kit 1 was directly inspired by his work. And in a lot of ways, all of the projects that we do were inspired by his work, because maybe not necessarily the specific items he made or specific collections he worked on.
You get the idea.
It's not just a product.
So yeah, Jamaica, right? And so I have decided to make my own brand, and it's called Not Anon, because it's like not anonymous, not a cookie cutter, not a mold. And we are going to be at Hope as well. So we're going to be like showing off some of our cool stuff. And you know, I always love the stuff that artists make. You know, I remember I was walking at this conference one day and I saw this really dope shirt that A Drawer of Things was rocking. And I was like, yo, where'd you get that shirt? And A Drawer of Things was like, yo, this is me. This is my art. It's like on this particular thing. But it wasn't just the awesomeness of the art and the layout, but it also was like a really cool looking vibe. And the shirt really matched the Drawer of Things look and all that other good stuff. I was blown away. I was just like, damn, that's such a dope idea. Can I get one? Can I like order one? You know what I'm saying? And that's what got me thinking. And that's why I started this Not Anon brand. So I'm rocking some of the stuff right now. And some of it will be available at Hope. And I'll probably I think at Hope, I tell myself I'm going to do this. So we'll see what happens. I tell myself that I won't be super nervous and stressed out. And then I'll be able to jump on the live stream and actually run the live stream from Hope. And so that next weekend, we're going to have like 3 days of live stream. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So we'll see, you know. So one of the things is this hat I'm rocking, right? So this is the super user hat. And that's like one of the concepts I have for like this first kit. Another thing is like, I didn't want to like another thing I would see, like, for example, I go to DEF CON and there's like 30,000 people there. And when I first was going to DEF CON, I was just like working the booth for people. You know, I would like, you know, I wasn't like Matt, one of the best hackers in the world, you know, winner of all these awards and on the cover of all these magazines. I wasn't that dude. You know, nobody really knew me outside of like people who knew me as a street hacker, who, you know, knew me because I was doing work for them or whatever. So when I wanted to go to stuff, I had to hustle. So I'd be like, yo, I grind. You know what I'm saying? If you're moving anything, let me know. I can like move your shirts or move your pins or stickers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that street hustle mentality. If you can get me to Vegas for DEF CON, I'll work the booth. If you give me a place to sleep, you get me some vegan fruit, let's go, right? And so I was going to DEF CON for years and working, mostly being in the vendor area. And there would just be a sea of things. One, it's like a lot of it was not eco-friendly. So it was really important thing about this brand is that most of the stuff is organic and most of the stuff is eco-friendly, right? Another thing is people just churn out literally tens of thousands of units of things. And that's part of why there's these armies of people at conferences that all look the same. It's just, there's too much of this stuff. So that's another thing about this brand, Not Anon, is there's not going to be a lot of anything. I'm only going to make a limited amount of every particular item. So limited, like we're talking like way under hundreds, you know what I mean? Like, so that way the quality of it could be good. The resale, like second market value of it could be high. And it could actually look the way I want it to, because that's another problem with why hacker stuff looks so, you know, no bueno, you know what I'm saying? It's just because people are making it it's like you're trying to cook for an army. You're trying to literally cook for like 1 million people. That's not going to taste like mama's cooking, right? So really wanted to put some love into it. So yeah, you know, so not trying to turn this into ads, but I definitely wanted to, you know, just like talk about some of the stuff and one thing that I really also like, and the KC model is just talking about acronyms, so I'll put that on. But one thing I also like is like other than techwear, functional stuff and stuff that feels good, is stuff that has some value, has some swag, it has some vibe. You know what I'm saying? And I live in New York, and I'm a big fan of New York streetwear brands, whether it's like Off-White or whether that's Supreme or whatever. And so that's really like part of that, of my influencing of that. And also, I don't only wear like, you know, maybe in my regular day to day, I'm going to go to a hardcore punk show, or I'm going to listen to some dark wave. I might wear some dark outfits and stuff, but I really try to pop with like a little bit of color now and then, especially as CryptoHarlem Matt. You know what I'm saying? Like, people see me wearing that gold, see me wearing that bright white. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm about. That's all what I've always been about. You know what I'm saying? So if you, what? Thank you so much for Ergsrot for the follow. You know, I appreciate you, Ergsrot. Ear horn. Everyone, put your hands together. Let's go. Right. So if you don't already follow, please follow. Okay. It doesn't cost you anything, and it just lets you know the next time we're on. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Ergsrot. You thought that was cute. We think you're cute. We just appreciate you so much. So yeah, when it comes to the hacker game, I am lucky also enough to like have this privilege to travel around the world, and I really try not to create too many, you know, chemtrails and emissions and stuff. I really try to be responsible with my use of flying all over, but that allows me to like travel to where conferences are internationally, and I'll always go to get my haircut, and I'll always ask the barber, because there's a barber shop everywhere. There's always going to be Black folks, you know, doing stuff like really making the city happen, making the commerce happen, like, you know, being the essential workers and all that other stuff. So I always go find a barbershop, and I always be like, hey, like, what's the cool place? And like, where's the cool fashion? And what is style? You know, like, I'll ask all those questions. And that's really informed a lot of when I travel, like how I move when I travel. You know what I'm saying? And so while a lot of my Instagram is, I'll go someplace and I'll be there like mad later, you know what I'm saying? You'll see that, you know, like, so when I was in Norway, I went to the spot where people get their hair cut when I was, you know, and I was out there. When I'm in Switzerland, I'll take pictures of the art. I'll go to a museum. I'll get my hair cut, and I'll go to the place where people are like vibing, where all the cool stuff is. You know what I'm saying? So, not turning this into this is Matt bigging up Matt or anything. So, for example, I work with a lot of human rights defenders. Human rights defenders are really doing the most out here. But they're also quite fashionable. So here's me with a fashionable human rights defender right now. So, you know, and I like that contrast. And we got the blue and the red here, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, inverse look, you know. This is Somali activist Layla Hussein, and she does a lot of work against female mutilation. There's a movie a documentary that she made, a talk that she's done, like a lot of cool stuff. Layla's amazing, right? And there's another cool contrast look. This is me and the one homie Sarah Aoun right here. You know, again, this is also, as you can tell from that Velcro man here. This in the background is where the Nobel Peace Prize is. And, you know, I really like that contrast, I like that balance, like that dance, you know what I'm saying? And so all of that comes into play with this line. So I got this hat here, and this is a super user hat. And that's a play on I like synth music. And there's this band from the 80s called the Eurythmics, and they had this song called I want to put it on, but like I don't want to get a takedown. I want to see if there's a royalty-free Sweet Dreams, but they had a song called Sweet Dreams, right? And it's about like the world and art and all this other stuff. And there's a line in it that about like some of the people want to use you, and some of the people want to be used by you. And I thought that was really interesting, because we in tech call human beings users, right? Like, and a user is not necessarily a nice thing to call a human being in the real world, right? And in this song, it's like, you know, some of them want to use you, some of them want to be used by you, you know. And so in the computer world, furthermore, the person who runs everything, user number 0, right? Like, they have the highest level permissions. They are the owner of all things. They are the 1% of all, you know, power. And the user 0 is root. and they're also known as the super user. And so that's where I came up with this like super user idea. So it's the super user, which means like not only are you a user of things and people, but you're like doing it to the most, you know, you're like the scummiest, right? But in the computer lens, you're the highest, you know. And I thought, again, that balance, that contrast, I really like that a lot. So I have this, it's kind of like in that, you know what I'm saying, in that like art style that is very familiar to people who follow the women's studies, you know what I'm saying? And that's like I put a lot of thought into I put a lot of thought into the, you know, the elements of all these things. So, you know, if you know women's studies, you probably know the artist Barbara Kruger, who's an American artist, and you know she has like some really cool, amazing art. I'm trying to see if I can find like her art, just her art pieces. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can find some of that to show you. That's not. Let's see what they have here. No, I don't want to. So she has, this is probably like her most known one, which is Your Body's a Playground. So you got that Kruger art style, you get the big red box, you get the white font on it. It's really crispy, big inverse. We have the inverted face here, and it's untitled, Your Body's a Playground. I'm sorry, Your Body's a Battleground, not a playground. Your body's not a playground, y'all. It's a battleground. And yeah, and this says here, 1989, photographic silkscreen on vinyl, right? So another thing that I'm doing with this is I'm reaching out to my network of artists that I know and designers that I know, and I want to work with them. I want to work with them to like make these designs. And they're like, okay, what do you want me to design? I could do anything. That'd be so cool, man. I would love to like make some clothes with you. And I'm like, hacker culture is actually really interesting. And some of the best hackers in the world are really fascinating. They have these amazing stories as how they got into this life. Their fashion is maybe not so inspired, but their lived and professional experience is dope. So what I've been doing is just like pairing a hacker with a designer and then having them come up with something. So what I realized though is I must be part of the conversation, because the amazing hacker that I know, the life of the hacker party, well, when they're not comfortable, they shut down. Right? So and that designer whose work I always try to be a patron of, and I think it's super cool, when they're hanging out with people they don't know, especially people talk about robots and tech, they shut down. And so I have to be there to keep everybody up, and then we come up with these styles. So for, you know, the very first kit, the very first drop, and what's going to be available at the vendor booth at Hope, and the stuff that I'm showing you right now is stuff that I'm the hacker and I'm really the lead, the visionary, the designer on. But what we've done for the rest of this year is we'll have 5 hackers and 5 designers. They'll meet, they'll hang out, and then whatever comes from that conversation, that hopeful friendship, that's what we're making. And that's what the Not Anon thing's all about. So we got this hat with the Kruger font on it, super user. I got the super user on my super soft, super dope, embroidered, you can feel it, you can touch it, sweater. But then I also have stuff like this, this neck gaiter, you know? And the neck gaiter, it took me a couple of attempts, but I got it so it will actually, let me show it on the screen. So the patterns on, I've got neck gaiters, I got dresses, I've got shirts with these patterns, and the patterns are anti-surveillance patterns. So if you understand how your phone works when you put it in a portrait mode and you stare at yourself, it looks for symmetry, right? It looks for symmetry. Remember like that Kruger invert straight line design or that bounce? That's exactly what the computer looks for. And when it finds symmetry, it tries to find dark circles for eyes, and then it measures the distance between them, and then it finds what it believes are your nose, and it measures the distance there, and it starts plotting out the distance and measuring all things, and that's how it identifies this is probably a human face. So by throwing it off, by having asymmetrical patterns, by having geometric shapes, by having inverts, right? By having counterbalance of different colors, it can't tell if where my eye actually is. And then the little yellow box that is on my face on a surveillance camera. So I got a Wise camera, I got an iPhone camera, I got an Android camera, I got an Amazon Ring camera, and I've really been like testing them to like how camo can I be by throwing it off of these shapes. So not only is this like, you know, looks cool, but it's functional. You know what I'm saying? Just taking that techwear spirit as well. So yeah, you know, can't wait to show you some more stuff. Come to the Hope booth, pick up CryptoHarlem swag, pick up free CryptoHarlem materials for activists and organizers. Learn about, we'll have like a little mini library there. You can read activist books. We're gonna have like basically like a whole vibe. You could just hang and chill. But yeah, you know, that's what it's gonna be. So next weekend, that's that. And for what I thought would be cool is, I don't want to make it that all the pop-up experiences for when I'm in people's face moving stuff. Oh yeah, Wise Camps. You know what? Not to go off. Let me go back to the comments a little bit. I don't want to. So here's a comment here by Casey Mod. Casey Mod, thanks for, you know, acting and reacting. And I knew about Acronym before I played it, so it was cool to see them get asked to design for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which, if you like Cyberpunk 2077, the video game, check out Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It's a great game. And Acronym designed the fashion of the future of the techwear that people are rocking in that game. So yeah, Casey Mod, that's actually dope. And they've been around for a while. So, and LPL in the house. LPL. Lucy Parson Labs, what you know about this, right? LPL in the house, they were saying like, yo, Wise is one of the only kind of non-cloud cameras that I can trust. All the other ones like Amazon are hella whack, and that's true. Wise Cam, there's a great video on how to use a Wise Cam with only a SD card, and how they kind of tell you like, well, you know, it might not be a good idea or whatever, but it's really easy, and you can get a lot of functionality out of it. These are really like, these cameras are sold at a low price. They're kind of like selling a gun at a low price and hoping that you'll pay for the bullets. And then they try to upsell you with all this cloud and AI functionality, but you don't need it. You actually don't need to do that. And this is a great video if you are interested in, I mean, you don't, this video, the first frame, this dude is like, tell me you're a hacker without telling me you're a hacker. It's like, yo, you look like you're out of a Mr. Robot shoot right now. You know what I'm saying? But this homie here has this great video on Wise Cams. If you're interested in Wise Cams, look at that, right? You know, if it wasn't for the guitars on the wall, at least you make some art. Is it the X-Men shirt? Is it the hair? Is it those dope specs? Is it the hacker lighting? But anyway, this is a great video if you have a Wise and you're considering the no subscription life. You're considering the SD card only life. I'll put it in the chat. Boom, right there. And yeah, it's a good look. Now, another cam that I recommend for folks is the end-to-end encrypted high cam. So if you also are interested in like, you know, Wise, you might want to check out this high cam. They have a really old camera at this point by camera ages that is end-to-end encrypted, but I mess with it, and it's like, you know, it's definitely not worth $80. You know what I'm saying? Like, but here it is. We share this. I think you can see it now. This is the high cam. So if you're living that, like, you know, no subscription, you know, silence and violence, end-to-end encrypted, no cloud, no AI lifestyle with your security cameras, as you should, check out the high cam as well. If you're a fan of like that Wise life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting that up there. Boom. Okay. Yeah, and you know, just dropping the gems, always sharing, always dropping knowledge. LPL says, to add to that, so important, stick to non-cloud cams, non-cloud life. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, you know. The cloud is somebody else's computer. You know what I'm saying? So especially if it's inside your house, if you have a camera inside your home, make that a non-cloud look if you can. You know what I'm saying? Consider making that an end-to-end encrypted look if you can. Consider that making a record onto SD card look if you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust us from the hackers. It's like, we're trying to tell you something, you know. D Elixir shared the Wisecam breach. Yo, there's so many Wisecam breaches. Wisecam breach may have let 13,000 customers peek into other people's homes. I mean, which one of these stories is this one? You know what I'm saying? So this happened to Wise several times where people go onto the gallery and then they start seeing cameras that are not their own. Thanks for sharing this, D Elixir. Let's put it up on the screen. And this has actually happened a couple times where they respond very quickly and they're like, hey, you know, this is an email that went out. They're like, morning, friends. There was a service outage and some people, blah, blah, blah. But this is not the first time. And it won't be the last time that when people look at a Wisecam, they are seeing someone else's cameras. It's not theirs. And they're seeing it in someone else's home. And so again, it's just a danger of cloud cameras when they're pushing updates, when they're syncing things with your serialized, you know, code that lets you only have access, but not anyone else. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. There's like every customer's stuff and all these different streams. It's just a matter of time before you're looking at someone else's stuff. Imagine that's inside your home. So definitely for inside the home, if not for outside, definitely no cloud if you can. Keep that stuff encrypted, lock it up. Okay. Boom. Now, going back to the video that I showed, one thing that I want to talk about is what to do when there's a breach. Again, if you're in the United States, it's not hard for someone to assume your identity with the information in a breach. And then first thing they want to do is monetize, and they can get a loan, credit card, Apple phone, Apple card, all that good stuff, you know, Tesla, depending on what, you know, what your credit look like. So freezing your credit is something you should do all the time if you live in the US, where your credit is just frozen. Like that, okay, and then just like that, your credit's locks are swinging, but your credit's frozen, and just like that, because you know, it's a better way to be. And you only need to unfreeze it when you want to do something major, like open up a line of credit, get a big credit card or something, you know, put money down on that crib in Harlem, you know what I'm saying, that you've been looking at, whatever it is. That's the only time you really need it. The rest of the time you're good. Okay. So freeze your credit. Just, it's a little annoying because you have to freeze it 3 times. Pew, pew, pew. You know, you have to freeze it 3 times. But once you do, you're good to go. Because you have to freeze it for each of the different credit agencies, and you know there's like 3 big ones. And then when you want to unfreeze it, you just go to the website or you give them a call, you just unfreeze it. So you know, maybe when you're planning to get a loan, you got to remember that your credit's frozen, and just remember to unfreeze it. For little things, it won't be impacted. Someone just wants to do a quick lookup, and that way you don't have to worry because you don't have to be preemptive. So it's always up. The guard is always up. So that's the first thing you want to do. Obviously, make sure that your personal identifiable information is not online. And if you've got money, that means you use a service like Delete Me or use a service like Canary. And if you don't really have means like that, you just pull out the keyboard and you punch in GitHub, and you go to Yael's big ass list of data brokers. Let's see if I could find that. GitHub, big ass data broker opt-out list. So putting that on the screen right now. Oh, actually, I'm not putting that on the screen right now. Boom. Big ass data broker opt-out list. So do that, get on that. Okay. So yeah, you know. Well, we're just about at 2, and I need to get on top of these. I got to get on top of these shipments. You know what I'm saying? I got to talk to my Connect about getting some stuff stitched up because we need to have as much stuff as possible. It looks like, you know, Stay hydrated, by the way. I got so sick the other day. I got so sick, you know, and I got so sick because I wasn't hydrated. And, you know, like my body just, I was getting ready for hope and my body, and also getting ready for this not a non pop up. And all that time is gone. It's like taken from me. You know what I'm saying? So definitely take care of yourself, drink your electrolytes, drink your water. So now I'm going to leave so I can like meet with stuff about, meet with people about like the stitching and the fiber and the fabric. And, you know, I'm going to try to get my own, you know, my Errolson Hughes, man. Chinese Jamaica, man. You know, I'm gonna try to get my Errolson Hughes on. You know what I'm saying? Pull my air horn out, you know. And but I really got to get this stuff together. I'll share the link with you as we premiere live. I'm gonna also be interviewing people who I run into at Hope. So I'll have the remote set up and I'll have like a stationary setup. So definitely come through, show us some love. And yeah. And also I'll have like mad discounts, like just celebration sales. Because I should also mention the money that comes in. Yes, I'm stacking those racks. So yes, it's going to be like thousands. But the money that comes in, a percentage of the funds is going to hacktivists. So there's all these hacktivists around the country, around the world, and there's also a lot of people doing amazing open source projects, and they're reliant on donations. They're reliant on members. They're reliant on people who give grants and stuff, and that's not enough. It's not going to work. So what I'm hoping is if we blow up big, it's going to be good. But from day one, because I always say, people always tell me like, oh man, I want to give back. It's cool what you're doing, brother. You know, you're giving back to the hood. I want to give back. And I'm like, yeah, give back now. Like, give back right now. If you're not doing it now, you're not going to magically do it later. You know, if you like, I think it was the actor John Travolta. He said, when I was a starving actor in New York City, if I only had $10, I was spending $11. And so now that I have money, if I have $10 million, I'm spending $11 million. It's kind of the same thing. You are who you are. So we always give back, and this whole project's going to be giving back. So when the money comes in, we're going to be splitting the money with the hacker involved, the designer involved, and a hacktivist organization, hacktivist collective, nonprofit organization, or just an open source project that's dope. You know, just helping them so they can they can stay anti-capitalist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in. I know it's hard work. I'm gonna go into the capitalist basement. I know. Don't worry about me. I'm just gonna go in and get these piles of money. But so you can stay anti-capitalist. The only reason I'm doing it. It's the only way. Oh man, no, I'm just trying to be like Errolson Hughes. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So, Casey Mod was saying, what do you think of the services that offer to get your info removed from the data brokers? Yo, Casey Mod, definitely use those services, because if you do it yourself, using something like the data broker opt-out list, it just takes a really long time. It's very exhausting. So, we've talked about it in the past. Like, honestly, the services, they only can do so much. They remove you from the partners that they work with, those data brokers' websites. So whether it's Opterly or Canary or there's like 300 of them at this point. It sounds like Bumblebee. It's like a bee thing. Delete Me. You got to have an E sound. Apparently, you have to have an E sound. If you're cleaning data off the internet and you're not E-ing it, you're missing out. It's like a marketing thing. I'd guess, you know. I don't know. Somehow it makes you better. I don't know, but make sure it has an E sound. And you know, don't worry, that's a joke. It's not real. Yeah, incogni. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You got to have that E sound. You know, someone must have tried to open up a data cleanup service, and they were like, "Yo, but like when maybe it was called incog, it was just called incog, and nobody was coming up to incogn." So that they were like, just drop an EI on it. And when they became incognito, just fire. Boom, capitalist dreams coming true, you know? So, yeah. You know, so listen, if you see us, give us a pound, say what's up. If you want to bless us with some paper, that's cool. Make it rain on our vendor table. Can't wait to see you at Hope. Can't wait to have more of these. We're going to have more streams. When you see that alert, check us out. We'll be talking about different elements of this. And also it's been a journey. Like I had to learn a lot to even get this stuff and make this stuff and get this far. And I not to, you know, sweat my own thing. You know, I guess if you don't love it, no one else is gonna love it. But not only is this a icy white hoodie, but see that embroidery? That's the brand name right there. It's not a non, it's just stitched in right there. You know what I'm saying? And on the other wrist, keeping it asymmetrical, you know what I'm saying? We got the logo, but we don't have the words, you know what I'm saying? So just like those little, it's those little details. It's those little details. You're not doing those little details for like 5,000 people. So I mean, I want to really make it that I don't know if I should even tell you how many of the limited number there are, but it's a legit tattooed forever. We're only making this number, never going to make more to try to get more money and just lose my senses. And so there's so few of each of these things. So if you happen to cop the super user, you know, hat like this one right here, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to see mad people with it because we don't make that many of them, and we're not gonna ever. That's our bond. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna actually ever make more. So like, you know, if you get the Kruger fonted super user icy white super soft sweatshirt, that's it. There's only so many of those. You're not gonna see 30,000 of them coming at you at a hacker conference. It's not gonna happen. So we're solving the problem right there mathematically. That's the mathematics of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to get all hotep. Let me get rid of this. So yeah, that's that. So listen, if you're on Instagram wondering what's going on, let me see if there's anyone even on here. This has been the CryptoHarlem live stream. I'm your boy Gemini Matt. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Gemini Matt on Instagram, CryptoHarlem_USA on Instagram. And yeah, hit us up. Let me try to get in here. How do I even see this? Because I'm streaming through a server. Like, do I need to? Oh, I know what I need to do. I got it. I'm gonna be me. I'm streaming as CryptoHarlem USA. I'm about to. Okay, I think I got this. Let me try to CryptoHarlem USA this. Will I see? I see what's going on Threads. Yes, everyone's favorite social media network. No disrespect to Threads though, because they're part of the Fediverse, so they got that Mastodon Threads combo thing happening. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually a little more legit than they appear. Yeah, I don't know how to get in. I can't get in, so I don't know how to really see it like that. But yeah, I'm out. Okay, it's already been 15 past 2. So see you not next Saturday at 1. I'm gonna see you very soon. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm gonna get on for a little bit. I'm gonna talk to you about the website and walk you through this website. I'll see you during Hope. We're just gonna be grabbing everyone I can. I'll be like, you, Bill Buddington, come in here. Boom. You, boom, Micah Lee, come in here. Boom. I'll be trying to interviewing people. So it should be a lot of fun. I really want you to feel like you're there. For those of you who only can grab a $100 ticket, the virtual ticket, or for those of you who aren't going to get any ticket, I really want to try to make you see what it's like and feel like you're there. So if I'm not too nervous, because I'll be sweating trying to set everything up. It's a lot of work. Props to the people who are working the booth. Appreciate y'all so much. Respect to the team. It's the illest one. Props, of course, to D-Elixir. You know what I'm saying? CyberElixir. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great presentation. And, of course, slides for everybody. Of course, videos for everybody. All that good stuff. And thanks to Draw Up Things and other people who have inspired me, like Errol Hughes, to take this path, this journey, and start dropping this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, so I got these glasses. The glasses got the brand on it right here. Boom, boom. The not a non on it. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus on it. Can I trick it? No, I can't. Right in there, etched into these sunglasses. So also I'm gonna have like a limited line of Flipper Zeros, but designed on the Flipper Zeros, a limited line of Musin Cybercubes with the designer designing on the Cybercube. So that's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. You know, so it's like you have a Flipper Zero, but the Flipper Zero is itself an art piece, is itself 100% unique. We just have to make sure we can seal all that stuff in there. So what I'm trying to do is just really seal all the etching and all the artwork in the Bluetooth speakers, in the Flipper Zeros. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can get your corny one that everyone else has, or you can, just take it to the next level. Like, they had that limited drop of Flipper Zeros that are transparent, same kind of thing. All right, peace, y'all. I'll talk to you. Encrypt. I'll end you with a CryptoHarlem video, okay? I'm gonna put the CryptoHarlem video on now. You might have seen it before, but just in case. When I talk to people about surveillance, there's this kind of like, why I don't have anything to hide. I never get that when I'm talking to this community. You can't buy a bag of chips in Harlem without being surveilled. A crypto party is an event where people get together to talk about digital surveillance, digital safety, and what they can do to be safer, mitigate risk. CryptoHarlem is open for all people. All people are welcome. But CryptoHarlem is here for a reason. It's for Black people in Harlem who are over-policed and heavily surveilled. And this is a safe space for us all to learn together, wanting something to learn from each other.
Harlem is like a cultural hub. It's really important to highlight it, like where it's been and where it's going. Including tech in that conversation is just important about making sure that we can progress. Like, it's about disruption.
One thing that I do is I spend a lot of time looking at current events in information security, cyber, and I ask myself, like, how does this story affect people on the ground in Harlem right now? So I'll walk around for 3 hours, just handing out flyers, talking to people in the community, promoting the event, because you're not gonna get the best people and a good representation of the community by posting it on Meetup or Twitter. That's just not reality. You need to go to the barbershops, you need to go to the hair salons, you need to talk to the pastor of that church and the imam of that mosque and really get down with the people. Can I give you this? It's a free class that we do right there around the corner over there. Yeah, it's about computer security. It's like family friendly. Talks about surveillance and a lot of other issues. In New York City, especially in communities like the Bronx and Harlem, we have this thing called stop and frisk. It's like very aggressive and it's dehumanizing. But there's a new practice, which is like the digital version of it, which is probably more dangerous. What we see with this kind of digital world of stop and frisk are young folks who are told by YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, be yourself, express yourself, tell us your stories and present them here. And those stories are being turned against them. If there is any criminal act or an act of violence by one person, and that person's associated with you or associated with your crew, you'll get taken down. A lot of people understand this idea of like 6 degrees of separation, but when you're a person of color, it's like 2. These kind of stories, we need to pick them up, we need to raise them up, we need to address them and solve them ourselves because no one else will. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap your hands 3 times. Okay, we're starting back. Black folks have been surveilled since the very beginning, since we landed here on slave ships, right? So you're a number. They're just like slave number 10, walked over here, walked over there, drank some water, did this. That situation has followed us, but hasn't changed that much. Technology will just make things harder to see.
So what Matt does with these crypto parties is he'll bring a different topic each time he comes in. It's about exposing them to a lot of different pieces of information, but it's also about equipping you with that knowledge and then moving forward on your own.
When we have these surveillance talks, I tend to see morality going down. And I would like to see morality going up. So if we can share more tools that organizers should be using today, even if you can name 1 or 2, I would love to know.
I think he does a really good job of then trying to encourage you to take control of whether it's your privacy or it's learning about blockchain or it's learning about Bitcoin. Like, he really tries to empower people.
Shut up, Octavio. Thank you. Okay. What about at a protest? So New York City was like, well, we're going to try to set up the rules where we'll turn off the cameras at a protest so you're not being, shown like, okay, I'm this person, I'm against this thing. But the cameras are moving faster than the regulations are because law doesn't move that quickly. I think that it's for us as citizens to get a little more involved in these policies and issues so we can help steer them.
People are hungry for this, and there's so many community leaders who are already here, and coming into a room like this just kind of gives you an affirmation, like, yes, we're on the right path.
I'm a hacker, but I'm Black first. And when you see me a block away, you know I'm black. You don't know I'm a hacker. One thing that I hope to get out of this event is creating more black hackers, creating more black people in cyber, creating more black people in InfoSec, because it's a space where there are more positions than people. So I want to see more of myself in the work that I work in. People say this is the next frontier of civil rights, and it's a statement that I agree with. Woo! I agree with it too. What an amazing statement, you know? All right, everybody, I'll see you. One thing I wanted to share before I bounced is this dope flyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I'd be remiss. It would be just straight up wrong, you know? So let me share this flyer that was made by CyberLixer. And if you don't follow them, follow the CyberLixer crew. I'll put some stuff out on social. Let me see if I can. Where's this one? Come on. Matt, you know how computers work, right? Do you know how computers work, bro? Because right now I'm doing an impersonation of someone who doesn't know how computers work. Of course, I know how computers work. This is just part of how I it's just how I get more acclimated with people who don't know how computers work. You know, it's like almost like sympathetic for them. Okay, here we go. All right, here it is on IG. Let me just inspect this thing. Oh man. IG. Gotta love it. Okay, images. Loading. It's like mostly purple looking. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so sharing that tab. What is that thing even called? That tab? I don't even know. Right here. Boom. Good old content delivery network, Instagram.com v/T39.30808. Hacktivism for organizers, social change from the keyboards, Danny Avo and Matt Mitchell, Saturday, July 13th, 2024, right at noon, balanced in the middle of the day, right before the morning. I mean, right after the morning and right before the day. Like, we just here for you. Could it be any more convenient? You know, we don't want to make it too early. You wake up and you're sleeping your eyeballs. You know, you're tired and stuff. So look at that. It's like right on time. It's a delicious lunch for you. So make sure that you peep this. Keep an eye on the socials. Keep your third eye open. And, you know, we'll definitely be there. But it's going to be dope. We're going to be talking about all the different ways that an organizer or anyone who's pushing for social change can use technology to just push super hard. And if you're already a hacktivist, you probably learn some new hacktivist stuff. If you don't know what hacktivism is, you'll learn about hacktivist history. It'll be fun for all. Bring the kids. You know, Wu-Tang's for the children. CryptoHarlem, CyberLixer for the children. You hear them? It's the future. We got y'all. Okay. Peace, fam. I'll catch you later.